if one were to see both the judgments delivered by Supreme Court, one on Monday, dated 30th, and the other today. And also, if one were to observe the comments which were made by the Supreme Court judges, it is evident from these comments as well as the judgments also pronounced that whatever Chandrababu Naidu has been speaking, Supreme Court categorically reprimanded Chandrababu Naidu not to speak of such lies. In fact, Supreme Court has made it very clear not to bring God into politics, clearly reprimanding Chandrababu Naidu for whatever he's done. In fact, if one were to see the judgment, if one were to speak of the comments what were made on 30th, which was widely reported in all the newspapers, Economic Times, not appropriate on Naidu's part to make public remarks on Tirupati Ladus when probe is on. Indian Express, Supreme Court lambasts Naidu for Laddu politics. Times of India, keep God away from politics, says Supreme Court on Tirumala Laddu row. Hindu, keep gods away from politics, Supreme Court tells Naidu. Tirupati Laddu row, keep gods away from politics, Supreme Court, Business Standard. And if same, you would be seeing the same in national television channels as well. Be it India Today, be it Times Now, be it any of these, NDTV, be it any of these top news channels as well. And the judgments were delivered on 30th. If certain extracts from these judgments were to be also read, this is the copy of the judgment on the petition, Dr. Subramaniam Swamy petitioner versus State of Andhra Pradesh respondent. This was the petition filed by Subramaniam Swamy versus State of Andhra Pradesh and others, dated on 30th. This is dated on 30th September 2024. If one were to see the first pointer in this, an issue which affects the sentiments of crores of people living in the entire world. The present writ petitions pertains to an issue which affects the sentiments of crores of people living in the entire world. The third point also in this judgment says, however, some press reports also show that the EO, the executive officer of Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam Trust, had made a statement to the contrary that adulterated ghee was never used. This was the judgment, third point, straight away commenting that the executive officer of TTD, the EO, who's an IAS officer, posted by none other than Chandrababu Naidu himself in his regime, had made a statement to the contrary that adulterated ghee was never used. In point number 7, it is submitted that the statement made by the EO to the effect that adulterated ghee was never used to prepare laddus. In point number 10, it could thus be seen that a statement was made by the Chief Minister on 18th September, which was even prior to the FIR being lodged on 25th September, and the sit being constituted on 26th September. So the Chief Minister, the court has also taken into cognizance the fact that the Chief Minister made a statement on 18th September itself, even before the FIR was launched on 25th September, and even before a sit could be constituted by him on 26th September. So even before a sit could be constituted, even before an FIR could be launched, the Chief Minister has already made a statement on 18th September itself. Then point number 11, the court also said, we are prima facie of the view that it was not appropriate on the part of a high constitutional functionary, that is the Chief Minister, to go in public to make a statement which can affect the sentiments of crores of people when investigation to find out adulterated ghee was used to make laddus was underway. It's a clear-cut observations, clear-cut judgment which clearly speaks of what Chandrababu Naidu as a Chief Minister should not have done. And also going forward, today's judgment also spoke of something similar to this, which also made an observation, while the court also made an observation today that the executive, that the EO, once again, they made an observation on the EO statements not going in line with the Chief Minister's statement. While also they made that observation, they also passed a judgment, once again, passed an order nullifying the sit which is constituted by the state government. And they themselves, once again, constituted a fresh body which would comprise of a couple of CBI officers who would be assisted by the state government of another two officers assisted. And also one such officer also from FSI who would also become the part of this body which would go into the details of the Ladu matter. So all these things clearly indicate that the Supreme Court had taken a serious note of what Chief Minister should not have done. Not only has it taken a serious note that the Chief Minister should not have done all these things, but also reprimanded Chief Minister in multiple comments that were made. So I'd like the entire national media to take a note of this, because the fact that in spite of Supreme Court reprimanding Chandrababu Naidu on this count, yet Chandrababu Naidu is that kind of a person who would stoop to an extent where his Twitter handle, his party's Twitter handle officially gives this kind of a statement. Please play that statement, ma. Now, this statement, it says, while Supreme Court reprimanded Chandrababu Naidu, his Twitter handle says, TDP's Twitter handle says, "Ni papam pandindi Jagan, Tirumala Laddu pai Supreme Court serious." While he was the one who was reprimanded, this man twists the facts and says, Supreme Court reprimanded Jagan, which is the opposite. While it just doesn't stop there. His lies do not just stop there. He goes ahead and tweets and says, Tirumala Laddulo Jantuvulo Kovu Kalipina Kalti Vyavaharampai Supreme serious Kavadamto. Meaning to say, in this particular matter, Supreme Court, the moment they got serious, Jagan Reddy and his Baba Dharma Reddy. Now he's made the previous EO as my relative. Another lie. I mean, can anybody stoop down to an extent? That man is also an officer from central government services. He's a government official. And to just defend his claim His lies have no end. He says he's a relative of mine. And the Karunakar Reddy, he also says he's my mama. Another lie. I mean, there's got to be an end to it. You just cannot stoop down to this extent where you go ahead, continue to lie for political ends. One would have to be mindful of such character in politics. Thank you.